Hello, I'm Trent Atkins. How'd you like that one? Yeah, if you're not watching these, you're really missing out on these intros. I'm getting real fancy. It's put a lot of thought into that. How I'm, just gonna come in and really grab your attention. I think kind of the upward motion there probably does the trick. But this week, we're talking about statistics. So a little update with just stuff. You should be turning in that causal comparative and correlation. Some of you get a little hung up on, when you think about correlation, you got to think a little bit more about the statistics side of things. And when you're correlating, you're looking at two variables that you can actually you count, or they have a value. You're going to learn more about that this week. So if you're really hung up on that, this week might help, and if you turn that in later, that's okay. But just remember, well, that's a quiz, but some of these activities are, just part of your participation grade. This is quiz 3, so and this week is part of your participation grade, but you got to do it. I mean, if you just bail on not doing one of these activities, and I'm not clueless, this would be one you would just maybe want to bail on, because some of you probably do not know a lot about statistics, and it's probably something that's intimidating for you. And to be honest, it was certainly intimidating for me in graduate school. But I'm glad that I learned a lot about statistics. I've said before, I don't really consider myself a statistician, but I do have a working knowledge of statistics, and am very happy that I can really see things conceptually. And I was very fortunate to, one of the developers of Dibbles actually was my stats professor, and he was really good at getting us to see things conceptually. So the activity for this week is focused on just that. Giving you data to help you get your head around, what these different analyses are doing. You're probably going to struggle with it a little bit, and I don't mind. I haven't said this specifically with other activities, but I really don't mind if you get together with friends and work on this. But I do want, don't just use somebody else's work and turn it in. You can do that, and I'm not going to know it. But you're also graduate students, and you should really know something about statistics before you can complete a master's degree in education, so or any of the related fields. So pay attention to these exercises. You're going to struggle with it a little bit. You guys are all education people. The struggle. The struggle is real, and the struggle is important with learning. If you're not grappling with it a little bit, you're probably not learning. So take your time and read through, read the chapters thoroughly, and reference back to the chapters as you're working on these different items. So this is a cool activity that I've been using for years, actually, but now it's updated, and how it's updated is through a database from OPI, Office of Public Instruction, that they've been putting together for several years now. It's called the GEMS Data Warehouse, and I've worked with them a little bit, and I'm starting to work with them more on doing some research projects. Actually, one of them is hopefully going to be a causal comparative design, looking at kids who attended alternative schools and kids who didn't, and looking at some different outcomes. So that's exciting, but the point is that the statistics activity is based on that data warehouse. So they actually have pulled data from there, and they kind of just took my assignment and reworked it. So it's going to link to some different data sources, and hopefully you'll also gain some familiarity of your of your school districts, or school districts you might have worked for or might work for in the future. So this is all publicly available data, so don't it might strike you as like, I can't believe they're sharing this, but anybody can go find this data. It's public information. So once again, work through the activity, work in groups, focusing on correlation, chi-square, and ANOVA. There are three of the most basic statistical procedures covered thoroughly in the text. So do your reading. Once again, take your time. And I know I've screwed up some due dates, and the issue, even though a lot of times I think I've changed them, is I've had this activity in the past and it doesn't change from the previous year. And even though sometimes I update it, I don't know if I'm not hitting the update button. But with this activity, 2 weeks. I'm giving you 2 weeks. So that would be 2 weeks from today. And then really from here on out, you have the proposal presentation, you have the proposal, and then we'll have an ethics activity. Remember, I sent an updated schedule, and there's only going to be 4 quizzes. So I will adjust the overall points available for your grade, but there's only going to be 4 quizzes. So there'll be one more. And that's it. So have a great week, and I hope to see you soon.